Hello and welcome to Norwood News. Today is Friday, October 11th, and I'm Krista McDonald. It's great to have you with us as we end another week here in Norwood. This week on Norwood News, a sweet and frosty living local, an update on the Bernie Cooper Park, a local dealership gives back. But first, Allison Murphy, the Special Education Liaison for students in the 8th grade Gold and Green teams, received an award this past Monday morning. Last school year, a student was choking, and Murphy performed the Heimlich and saved his life. Principal of the Coakley, Margot Frasick, and SRO Baguma put together a celebration for Murphy, honoring her with an award from the Red Cross.
I was terrified. I was trying to remember the training we had gotten. You know, each year we review it, and so I was just trying to remember the right steps, and it was kind of just go and do the things, and I was trying not to think about it too much. My student had been enjoying a Jolly Rancher and got up from his seat and kind of squatted down and turned his back to everybody, and so I just took that as a red flag. Something was very wrong, and asked him if he was choking, and he was. It's very overwhelming. I had kind of pushed that to the back of my mind, and I'm just very grateful that everything turned out okay, and I was able to remember the right things to do and that he's safe, and yeah, I'm very overwhelmed. Thank you. That's amazing.
And I will say all of your colleagues here had the great idea to have you come down and get flowers and just celebrate you. We're so proud
All my besties.
of all the work, yeah, that she did. So thank you.
The Norwood Parents Music Association is happy to be sponsoring this year's Southeast Marching Band Micah Festival on October 20th. NHS Marching Band Director Steve Conant has all the details.
On Sunday, October 20th at 1 p.m., the Norwood Parents Music Association will be sponsoring and hosting the Micah Southeast Marching Band Festival here at Norwood High School. We will be featuring 8 bands, including the Norwood High School Mustang Marching Band, doing their show this year, a tribute to Paul, Alberta. It should be very exciting. We're thrilled to be doing this tribute for Mr. Alberta. And we will also be joined by the UMass Lowell Marching Band. It's become a tradition for them to be with us on that day, and we hope you can come out and see us that day, cheer on the Mustangs and the other 8 bands that will be performing.
On this segment of Sweet Treats with Keeks, Kiki visits One Bistro at 4 Point Sheridan to sample some brand new fall desserts.
Hey guys, welcome back to Sweet Treats with Keeks. I'm down at the One Bistro off Route 1, the 4 Point Sheraton, and I'm here to try out some seasonal fall desserts. Let's go have a look. Hey everyone, I'm here inside the One Bistro. I'm waiting for Chef Katie to bring out some new fall desserts that I'm gonna try out. And I heard there's a lava cake, and that's one of my top favorite desserts, so really looking forward to that. Whoa.
So these are our 2 seasonal desserts.
Very nice.
This is an apple cider bundt cake with salted caramel gelato and a bourbon caramel apple compote. And this is a pumpkin croissant bread pudding with a pecan praline caramel sauce and vanilla gelato.
Wow, very interesting. I don't think I've ever had anything like this.
And then this is our most popular dessert. This is our heavenly creation. It's creme brulee with a miniature chocolate molten cake on top.
Wow, look at that. This is all so beautiful. I love the representation of it all. So bright, and you just want to dig in here. All right. What was this one called again?
That's the pumpkin praline bread pudding.
Pumpkin praline bread pudding.
Yes.
It's a mouthful, folks. It's a mouthful. Oh, that smell, it just feels like I'm walking into my Thanksgiving dinner, like with my family. That right there is unbelievable. The flavors of it, it just feels so fresh. It tastes so fresh. The consistency, this is one of my favorite. It's almost it gives that pudding, but you also have like the cakiness to it. That is unbelievable. Really like that one. Now we're moving on to, you said creme brulee, right?
Yep, creme brulee with molten cake on top.
Is there like the lava cake in there, the lava stuff?
Yes, it's the best part.
Now you might want to zoom in on this. Wow, that is just beautiful. I don't think I've ever had creme brulee before.
Really?
No. So this is
It's
going to be
one of
a
our
new...
most popular.
Okay. Wow. Got like a toasty flavor to it.
Yep, that's the torch sugar on top.
Wow, this is really tasty. Very good. Take one more. Look at these massive bites. That's like a really good comfort type of food if you're really looking for that. It all goes really well with the chocolate mixed with the creme brulee. That is phenomenal. Let me get a little bit of just the creme brulee. And actually, this is like my favorite time of the day to try desserts.
Perfect.
Like I love, I don't know, something about the morning and desserts. Very light. That's beautiful. Love that. Now, did you create these? Like come up with them yourself?
These two, yes.
Okay.
So this is always on our menu, but we change out seasonal desserts like winter, spring, fall, summer.
Got you. So these are like new fall.
Yes, yes.
Very nice. And can you just tell me this one again?
Yep, that's an apple cider bundt cake with caramel gelato and a bourbon apple compote.
Ooh. Let's dig in here. Let me try a little bit of this first. Oh, that is outstanding. It's the perfect amount of sweet, but also salty. What was this, caramel you said, right?
Salted caramel.
Now I'm gonna mix that with the bundt cake. Perfect, like the crispiness outside and the softness inside. It's just what I love. Very good. Very. It's kind of reminding me of this in a way. Take another on the inside here. I'm sorry, I'm pretty silent here because you can see that these are just like the perfect like comfort food for the fall season. Maybe you want to zoom in on this here? On the inside. The coldness of the ice cream and the warmth of the cake, it's just a perfect combination, honestly. Let's put a little bit of the apple. Comfort. Comfort on a plate. I would have to say this right here is my favorite. What was
Good
this called
choice.
again? I'm sorry.
That's the pumpkin praline bread pudding.
Yeah, no, this is definitely my favorite. All of them are beautiful. So thank you so much, Chef Katie. This was so fun. I loved every second of this. All these desserts are phenomenal. The perfect fall comfort food. Come on down to One Bistro. They're available throughout the fall season. Give them a try. This was my favorite, by the way. The praline bread pudding. Cheers.
When Norwood News returns, a local dealership gives back, Bridget Kidd delivers the school news, and Ron Marshalsea has the latest in sports.
The annual Holiday Craft Affair at Norwood High School is returning for its 30th year, and as always benefiting the NHS Post Prom, various student groups, and NHS Athletics. On October 19th from 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., head to Norwood High School to shop from over 90 quality vendors of handmade goods, as well as try your luck with some raffles. Make sure you stop by and do some holiday shopping only at 245 Nichols Street on October 19th from 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m.
New Car Toyota in Norwood made some children very happy by sponsoring their flag football league. General Manager Jason Afero talks about how important it is to support the local community.
Toyota just recently signed a partnership with NFL, and it trickled down to the dealership level where Toyota was actually decided to sponsor flag. So we basically became a platinum sponsor for the Foxborough and North Attleboro locations. So we sponsor the entire league. We give them their shorts, they give them water bottles, hats. We did a kickoff party for them, but it's a great thing for the local community, and they get to get kids involved in football, because a lot of parents now these days don't want to have them involved in contact sport early. So with flag, they can actually learn the entire sport, and as they get a little bit older and they put the pads on, they already know the sport. So it's not like they don't know the sport at 10 years old. They're knowing the sport at 5, 6, and 7, and 8 years old. From the dealership level, you know, us sponsoring these things, like they were just, the kids looking at it, getting shorts. They've never received shorts. In 15 years of the flag in Foxborough, never got shorts. Now they got a pair of shorts. They never got a water bottle. Now they got water bottles. Now they got hats. Like, it's important that you spend a little money, and giving to the community is everything. Like, if you give to your community, they'll remember you, and they'll give back if you need help, and it's reciprocal. So it's so important to get involved in the community. I've been here for 12 years, and doing business in Norwood, I find very simple and easy, and the people are just, they're good people. It's not a tough environment. It's a good environment. And even though we're a big store, like, we try to be local. Like, we want to take care of our local community and our local people. And it's an easy place to do business.
On this week's Living Local, we visit Daddy's Dairy.
Located across from the town common and next to Norwood Theater, Daddy's Dairy isn't your normal ice cream shop. It offers over 80 flavors and toppings.
Well, we just have so many options. We have over 80 hard serve, we have hundreds of soft serve flavors. You're not going to find that anywhere. And we also have a whole topping board. Like, we have just so many things. We have vegan ice cream, we have slush, we have everything you could think of, and every store has their own school sprinkles that we have listed over there on the board, and it's just, Daddy's Dairy is just like one of a kind.
Manager Colleen McCready knew that Daddy's Dairy was the perfect fit when she saw the job description posted.
I actually saw that the owner had posted about cake decorators, and I said, oh, that's really close to my house. Let me see if I get the job. So I got hired before the Norwood location opened, and I've been here ever since, making the cookies, cakes, pies, making sure everything's stocked, just making sure everything is up to their standards and just looks nice. And because people eat with their eyes first, so you come in, you want to see everything looks clean, looks nice, everyone looks put together, and yeah, so that's just kind of managing that. And like employees, like the teenagers, and just training them, making sure they know how to handle food properly, just like everything.
Daddy's Dairy isn't just an ice cream shop. It offers custom cakes that Colleen has made a staple at the Norwood location.
Well, everything's made here in-house, start to finish. We mold all the cakes. It's just 2 layers of ice cream and then the cake crunch in the middle. So there's no actual baking anything, and then we mold those, and then we unmold them, and then we frost them, decorate them however. You know, we have the ones for the cases that are always in stock, and then we do custom orders where all those flavors I just mentioned, that you can pick 2 of those and we can make a cake with it, and any decoration you could think of.
Colleen started her cake decorating over a decade ago at another local establishment.
I started at Garino's well over a decade ago, and then I had taken a break because, you know, I had kids, and then I came and started here, and then the owner was nice enough to give me like full creative reign, and I just kind of went with it, and I've learned a lot from her, and it's like I've grown immensely while being here as far as like designs.
The Norwood community always shows up for their local businesses, and the response to Daddy's Dairy has been great.
The community here has been great, especially with the Common there. We're always involved in something. We always make sure to try to, donate. We do I've done gift baskets for the Scholarship Foundation, things like that. So we try to give back as much as they've given to us, and it's always been very nice. And the people have been great, and it's just been a great, 5 years, 5, 6.
Downtown Norwood has always had an ice cream spot. If you remember Brigham's, Ice Jack, now having Daddy's Dairy in town is another spot for all to enjoy, because who doesn't love an ice cream treat?
We get a mix of everyone, but the kids, they just come in and it's just sensory overload, but they get so excited to try samples of everything. And then the older, we have an older demographic as well. While the kids are in school, they'll come in and sit down. It's quiet, and then there's concerts, or if there's anything from the theater, we always have an overflow of that. A lot of families, just really everyone loves ice cream, so we get everyone.
To learn more about Daddy's Dairy, visit their website or social media pages.
Now we're going to toss it over to Bridget Kidd for the latest in school news.
I'm Bridget Kidd, and let's take a look at what's happening in our Norwood schools. In Norwood High School news, it is that time of year for seniors when representatives from college come to Norwood High to talk about their schools. Here's Erin Reagan to describe the process.
Hey Norwood, welcome to Norwood High School, and my name is Erin Regan. I am the School Counseling Department Chair. And if you don't know what we do in our office, we would love to chat with you about that. But one of the most important things we do is we bring college admissions representatives to meet with our students. So college admissions representatives from various colleges throughout the Northeast, throughout the country will come to Norwood High School before school, during lunch meetings, during our free period called WIN, and after school to meet with our students. At these visits, the admissions representatives will share about their college or university, about what students can expect there, how they might be admitted, and then they also hear from the students of what they might be interested in learning about. So it's a great opportunity for our students, our seniors, and sometimes our juniors, to connect with these college admissions representatives to help make their plans for the future.
At the Coakley Middle School, the entire school was in the gym for a program called Motivated by Math. Hosted by mathematics, students learned the stories and background of 3 men who have been in recovery. They now travel to schools to talk to students and give some advice. For mathematics, it's all about making healthy choices.
So it's about choices, consequences, making healthy decisions, and I like to call it preventive medicine, where we try to come in and create a space where we can tell things that took place in the past with us, and then try to prevent the youth from going through the same things that we went through. So the whole presentation is really based on choices and consequences. If you make healthy choices, there's rewards. If you make negative choices, there's consequences. And I just wish that when I was in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, someone taught me about the consequences before I had to learn them when I got to Walpole.
The Coakley would like to thank their PTO for sponsoring this powerful assembly. The Balch Elementary School has had a great partnership with the reading intervention program called Ignite Reading. Students in grades 1 to 3 participate in daily 15-minute live sessions with a one-on-one tutor assigned specifically to them. The students take an initial placement assessment to determine where instruction will start and then move along a continuum of lessons towards mastery and growth. Here are pictures that show some of the first graders participating in their daily session. The Balch School held its first Character Strong assemblies under the leadership and organization of our school adjustment counselors and elementary behavior interventionalists. Allie Langtot and Lori Gregory led a morning assembly for 1st and 2nd graders, as well as an afternoon assembly for 3rd through 5th graders about the character trait of respect. Students walked into the cafeteria with Aretha Franklin's Respect song playing to set a fun mood. They reviewed the definition of respect, is seeing the value in all people and things and treating them with care. Watched a short video from Character Strong with students talking about how they show respect. The students shared their own examples of respect and finished the assembly by singing a respect song that Character Strong uses in the program. Norwood Public Schools partner with the Norwood Board of Health to offer a program called Norwood Smiles to all students in grades 1 through 6. Students are screened at school by local pediatric dentist Dr. Victor Nikondi. In addition to the screenings at school, the program offers basic dental care, including cleanings, sealants, x-rays, and fluoride treatments at Dr. Nikondi's office in Norwood Center. The program covers the cost of these services for students that do not have dental insurance. Oral health is a critical part of a child's overall health, and this wonderful program is a great resource for our families. Kindergarten students rolled into the week by participating in the Willett and LMPA's annual bike-a-thon held this past Sunday at the Willett Early Childhood Center. Riders were able to bike, scooter, and wagon their way along the course, and then enjoy making some bike streamers and bracelets. Funds raised during the event will go towards enrichment activities throughout the year at both schools. The schools would like to thank their amazing PTO for organizing such a fun event. They are looking forward to a great year and many more good times. At Little Mustangs, in honor of Fire Safety Week, Miss Duggan's students took action by learning how important a firefighter's job is and practicing how to stay safe if there is a fire. Students donned their bunker gear and practiced their stop, drop, cover, and roll to remain under the fire and get out so they can call 911 for help. Through fun activities like puzzles, lacing cards, rhymes, and counting games, students learned to identify the various tools used by firefighters and what they do. Students also learned about smoke detectors and how they can practice a fire drill at school if it were to go off. They ended the week by writing thank you cards for the Norwood firefighters. Wow, looks like we already see some future firefighters. That's it for the school news this week. We appreciate all the teachers who take the time to share their news with us. It gives us an inside look at all the good things happening in our schools. Now, let's send it over to Ron Marshalsea with your latest in sports.
I'm Ron Marshalsea, and this is your sports update. As of recording this, the football team has not gone up against Ashland yet, but the game will be live only on the NCM Community Channel, kickoff at 6 o'clock. The field hockey team went to Wachusett last Sunday and tied for the first time this season, 4-4. They stayed on the road when they went to Hopkinton on Wednesday and got the win over the Hillers, 4-1. They improved to 11-1-1 on the season and 10-0 in the TVL. Goalie Ava O'Neill was named one of the high school field hockey players of the week by Boston Globe Schools, and Shay Larkey was named one of the National Field Hockey Coaches Association's September Players of the Month. The golf team headed to Dedham Country and Polo to face off with the Marauders last Thursday. The initial 6 pairs of golfers tied 244-244. The way to break a tie is by going to the 7th score, which was Captain Jacob Sheehan shooting a 45. They hosted Westwood on Tuesday and Dedham on Wednesday at the Norwood Country Club. They lost to Westwood but took home the Deadwood Cup against Dedham 5-0. They played match play with 5 matches and 2-man teams. The golf team ends their season with an 11-6 record, and they head to Pleasant Valley for the sectional tournament next Tuesday. The boys soccer team were at home against Medway on Tuesday and had a hard-fought matchup with them, only losing by 1. They head to Hopkinton next Tuesday, the 15th, at 4:45. The girls soccer team lost to Bellingham last Thursday and Medway on Tuesday. NCM will be live with their game against Hopkinton on October 15th at 4:30. Both cross-country teams ran against Westwood on Wednesday. Neither of them got the win, but the girls kept it close against the Wolverines. Both teams will be hosting Dedham next Wednesday, the 16th, at 4 o'clock. The volleyball team took on Hopkinton on Monday and hosted Ashland on the 9th, but couldn't grab the win in either matchup. They will be at Westwood on October 16th at 6:30. And that is all I have for this sports update. I'm Ron Marshalsea, and Norwood News will be right back after this break.
You know when you're little and there's some special place that you always want to go, but you only get to go once in a while? Well, that's what NCM is for the LEAD program. We absolutely love coming here every month to do our show, and the folks at NCM have been so supportive, and that's why we are so happy to be allowed to say, Happy birthday, NCM!
The Budget Balancing Committee held its first meeting of the fiscal season. Each year, this group is tasked with recommending a balanced budget to the Finance Commission. The Budget Balancing Committee was formed several years ago to coordinate the preparation of the annual budget recommendation amongst the boards. The committee consists of 2 selectmen and the general manager, 2 finance commissioners and the director of finance and accounting, 2 school committee members, and the superintendent of schools and assistant superintendent of finance operations. By law, the final budget recommendation and presentation is made by the Finance Commission. One of the main topics of discussion was the unusually high amount of available free cash, about $29 million. General Manager Tony Mazzucco explains.
It's obviously a policy, as the one who wrote that policy, that it's not good to offset the budget with free cash. This is a large number. However, it's a historically high free cash number, and I always remind everyone it's still taxpayer money one way or another. So in a given year where we don't want to make a bad fiscal decision, but we don't manage the town just to manage to our financial policies, we have to provide services. I don't see that world where we tell the taxpayers, because of our financial policy, we're going to sit on more cash than we've ever generated in our history and not do something with it. We are not going to continue to generate free cash like that. I want to make sure that goes into the minutes. I think Mel's taking the minutes. Town manager stated we will not continue to generate free cash like this. Combination of interest income and record building permits. I think maybe $12 million in building permits last year. So great one-time monies. They are not going to continue. I can already tell you August and September's building permits have dropped back down to normal. I would love to pull a $600 million project out of my pocket, not on the horizon. So the one-time money is truly one-time. Feel free to throw a pie in my face if we're sitting here next year and the number is $28 million again. But I'd be happy if that was the case. So yes, we shouldn't do it. However, there's more free cash than there normally is. We don't want to dig ourselves into a deeper hole by saying, well, now's the time to, open another school or dramatically, open a second fire station or anything like that. But some of that money does need to go back to the taxpayers via maintaining their services, knowing that it won't be there next year. But let's face it, $29 million is like 5 times the previous average free cash number. So
the Budget Balancing Committee will meet again on November 14th. The Selectmen met Tuesday night in the Harry Butters Chamber. The Selectmen held a host agreement for Middlesex Integrative Medicine and a public hearing for Mamas Incorporated, who officially changed their name to Washington No. 7. In other actions, the board approved the annual trunk or treat, additional signage around town recommended by the Traffic Safety Committee, as well as 2 one-day liquor permits. On October 20th, the Patriots will be in London, so Jake and Joe's requested an extension of their hours, and it was approved by the board. So they'll be open at 9:30 a.m. with full liquor service at 10. The next Selectmen's meeting is on October 22nd. Also on Tuesday night, the Elementary Study Committee and School Committee held another public forum to review and answer any questions on the possible redistricting options. Hosted by Superintendent Tim Luff, the forum was attended by parents in person and remotely to address their concerns. One concern was the timeline on which a possible district change could happen.
So I understand all the scenarios. I mean, I grew up in Norwood. It was K through 6 when I grew up here, so I understand like having the kindergarten in there, not having to transition them is definitely beneficial. I'm speaking as a 3rd grade parent whose daughter would be affected by the move, and that means by the time she goes into 5th grade in the middle school, that will be 5 schools that she's transitioned into, and I know for her, it would be a difficult thing, especially to learn in the middle of 3rd grade, oh, by the way, this was your last Monster Mash, and this was your last ice cream social, and all those things that they love to do at their elementary schools. I know it would be really difficult for her, and I'm sure it would for a lot of the 3rd graders that would have to move. So definitely timing is my #1 concern, and I do feel like, I mean, inevitably at some point, it's gonna be a 3rd grade that's gonna know that they're not going to be at their elementary school for the next year, but I feel like even if like we waited a year just to ease that transition, because learning halfway through, it doesn't leave a lot of time to put thought into how we can soften that transition, like visits to their new school or meeting with the new teachers, anything like that. I feel like and I know the timeline isn't decided on, I get that, but if it were to be next September, I think it would be very difficult.
Both a survey and this presentation are available on the Norwood Public Schools website. The countdown is on for the Bernie Cooper Park to be completed. Over the summer, the construction crew made some unbelievable progress. Let's go take a look.
Hi, welcome back to the Bernie Cooper Riverfront Park. I'm Ilex, and I am here right at the corner of the park next to Elliott Field. Behind me, you can see the beginnings of the pathway that's going to connect to behind Elliott Field so that folks who are in the park or in the ball field can continue walking along the river past the ball fields. So this is a section of the park that the contractors have been working in just this week, putting the underlayer of the pathway and putting loom on the side, so they're getting ready to seed all of this like bare ground with a mix of like wildflower and other native plant mix that'll go in here, as well as some shrubs and tree planting. If we turn just over to my left, you'll see the base of a boardwalk that has started being constructed that will overlook the Neponset River. It's one of two overlooks that will be in the park, one on this side and one on the other side closer to Hosbrook. And there will be also a set of stairs near each overlook to be able to walk down closer to the water. So things are really picking up steam here in the construction of the park, and it's really exciting. I think things are going to start changing really fast in the next few weeks. Stay tuned.
The Norwood Police and Fire Department held their 15th annual open house last weekend, with lots of residents gathering to meet police officers and firefighters, as well as tour the facilities.
This past weekend, Norwood Police and Fire hosted their 15th annual open house. Children and their families visited the station to meet police officers and firefighters, tour the station, and learn the day-to-day operations of each department. Kids got to tour the headquarters communication center, the gun range, the booking and holding cells, and the detective unit. Some attractions at this year's open house was a fake house fire that kids were able to put out using a real fire hose, as well as a Jaws of Life demonstration. Norwood Police and Fire continued to hold this event for the community because of its opportunity to connect with the Norwood youth.
Well, that's all for Norwood News. To stay up to date with Norwood Community Media, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We leave you now with a list of upcoming events being covered by NCM. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend.